Examine for Nurture. These are my thoughts and spoilers of Mayor of Kingstown Season 4 Episode 3 Ragdoll. Loving this show, and this particular episode was a fantastic episode on just finding out who not only set a car bomb off, but who gave the order to set that car bomb off. But at the end of episode 3, which I forgot to mention in my previous review, a car bomb went off. And this car bomb was against the cops, and so now the cops want blood. Now Mike knows that we not only need to find the people who done this, but we need to find the person who gave the order, because that's way more important. We need to know what all of this is about. News goes on radios to all the cops out there that they need to find a couple of suspects. They believe it's people within the Aryan Brotherhood, white supremacists basically. The Crips have their own CB radios, and so they're able to pick up all these transmissions, and they're loving things right now because they know that the cops are going to be going out for blood. They're going to be driving around like crazy, and no black people are going to be hurt in all of this because they're looking for white supremacists. Now we find out who these white supremacists are, and there's this duo, and one of them boosts a car, and they steal that car, and as they're trying to get out of town, the cops find them, and they bring these guys down. Now they crash their car, and the driver, he runs away. He's limping and everything. He's on parole, and the cops prior to catching these guys have been questioning other Aryan Brotherhood suspects, and they've just been killing them without any hesitation. So this time around, Carl is going to make sure that this person doesn't get killed, because they need to question these guys in order to get information out of them. And when Robert, who's the SWAT guy amongst the Kingstown lot, sees all of this, and who's just been killing people without hesitation, sees Kyle manage to talk this guy down, the driver of this duo, he's in awe. He's in shock almost in a way. He's almost in a way disgusted, because he later on talks to Kyle after the arrest and tells him, "What the hell were you doing? This guy could have been armed." And Carl says, "Well, he wasn't." And then Robert says, "Well, you should always assume they will be armed. Always assumed, shoot first, ask questions later," basically what he's saying. And he was pissed off with Carl because of this. But once again, Robert needs to understand, and I think Mike told him earlier as well, that you got to stop fucking killing our suspects, because we need to find out who gave the order for the car bomb. Anyways, the other suspect in that car boosting, he gets caught by the Crips, and Bunny offers him to Mike as a good gesture, so to speak, if you know what I mean. And they talk on the Crips rooftop, Mike and this other Aryan Brotherhood guy, and we kind of find out a few things about Mike. I think Mike used to be a white supremacist himself. This Aryan Brotherhood dude, he's kind of pissed off with him because, as far as he's concerned, he's been possessed by black magic, so to speak. All that shit, jungle fever and all of that, because Mike is not a racist, or if he was, he's not a racist anymore. And you can clearly see that in how he interacts with people. And so this guy's having a go at Mike in various ways. He knows certain things about Mike as well, regarding his mother and all of that. He's got information, and a lot of this stuff kind of goes back to the leader of the white supremacists in the Kingstown prison, Cargill, I believe his name is, but he hasn't been name dropped just yet. But kind of everyone knows it's him. But Mike, who initially was trying to keep a suspect alive, is so pissed off with this guy who is getting under his skin, telling him about his past, mentioning his mother and all of that shit, as we all know it was killed, that Mike throws this dude off a fucking rooftop, off the Crips rooftop, and kills him. It was great. It was absolutely great. Like, Mike never gave a shit. It was you could see it coming. It was foreshadowed to a degree, I'll be honest with you. But considering Mike has been telling all the police officers not to kill suspects, and then Mike himself gets agitated and kills a suspect. But in a way, Mike got all the information he needed from that suspect, and which is probably why he killed him. Now, once again, Cargill himself, we focused on him at times during this episode. He's trying to come off as coy and not know anything and shit like that. But we all know he's in charge of pretty much everything when it comes to the white supremacists within Kingstown, and what he says goes. And at the very end of this episode, we see Cargill talking to Constantine on the phone. Now, what they're talking about, I ain't got a fucking clue. But Constantine himself, who hasn't really been in this episode, he's having a boat party, and all these hot chicks there, and everyone's talking and fucking and sucking and all this sort of shit whilst they're partying, doing coke and alcohol and various drugs and booze, and all this shitty music is playing as well. And we see Constantine, just snorting some coke and then making a phone call of his own to Cargill, and it looks like these two guys, they're gonna do business with each other, so they're probably birds of a feather, so to speak, when it comes to certain beliefs, if you know what I mean. So we'll see where that goes in the future. And by the way, the lady who killed her son's killer last week, she went to jail this week. She went to court, and she I can't think of the word. Oh my god, the word bloody escapes me. But she gave no apologies of why she did, no regrets of why she killed this guy. As far as she was concerned, look, this person killed my fucking son, and I would kill him again if I had to. I would do it again and again. If this opportunity was given to me, I would always do this, because this is what I had to do. I'm the mum. I need to get revenge for my son, and so she has no regrets for killing that dude. Now Mike actually tries to help her by speaking to that lawyer lady he likes to fuck all the time, and wants to basically lighten her sentence or something like that. She might do. We'll never know, because Mike doesn't look at her as your stereotypical criminal. I mean, it was a moment of passion as far as he's concerned. This woman wanted revenge for the death of her son, and you can understand that to a degree. But we don't know what's going to happen regarding that, because the attention on that moment was very minimal in this episode. Majority of this episode was all about finding out who dropped the car bomb. Fantastic episode again. I love this show so much. It's just so good. Like, it's so gritty and disturbing, and at times humorous in the most darkest ways, and just Jeremy Renner is just so good. The supporting cast are so good. I can't say enough. And for such a simplistic episode, to a degree, of finding out who created and ordered the car bomb, it was very intriguing. Even if you kind of knew what was going on and knew who it was, just making sure that our heroes found out. Our hero, like, that's a weird way of putting it, but these particular guys found out was what made the episode so fascinating, and what they would do once they got the answer. And the hypocrisy of people like Mike McCluskey, who wanted to keep his suspects alive, but killed one of them the moment the guy pissed him off. It's great, just fucking great. I loved it. What a great show. Anyway, let me know what you think of Mayor Kingstown. Do you like this episode? Let me know with a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube. We're the greatest social media channel you never heard of. Take care now, and remember, the name's NerdTube.